For a lot of people probably watching, when they say, I want to do something similar, how do I do it? And I'm like, well, you look at the Great British Swim and you've got to know that's the sum and substance of over 10 years of doing this. You know, and I did it initially, as you know, to raise money for charity, Teenage Cancer Trust, because of my friend. So I did it purely, one, to give myself something to train for. When I stopped playing international sport, I wanted something to do. And then two, it was really just to do something that was bigger than the event itself and bigger than me. And if that was raising money, getting people involved, that was always the thing. But for anyone watching, so how do I kind of get involved? You've got to understand, I always started off, and even with this, I start off with like, how can I do this with the least resources? So when I did the World's Strongest Marathon, that was when we first caught up, I was like, I can run a marathon, because you can do that anywhere, you know, as long as I've got something flat, and I've got a car, you know, it's an old car, and I've got a harness that my friend, strongman, you know, Jeff Capes lent me one as well, like 2-time world strongest. He was like, there's an old one you can have, and I was like, cool. So I was like, I've got a harness, and then I was like, my girlfriend, she'll probably sit in the car like while I pull it for a marathon, like she's used to. And I was like, so what do you need to run a marathon pulling a car? Nothing, it's free, you know. And I found a car park near my house. I was like, I'll do it there. As long as we record the whole thing, you know, it would be cool. So I did that. But what happened is Silverstone Race Circuit, because my friend who we were raising money for with Teenage Cancer Trust was an amazing motor racer. And so Silverstone wanted to do something to help. So they threw me the keys to Stowe Circuit and they went, here you go. And I was like, really? They were like, yeah, just use it as long as you want. World's longest rope climb. I mean, that was the first time that anybody paid any attention. When you came to the middle of the field in like Hertfordshire and we got up and you were like, yeah, I'll come out. And you've got the drone stuff. So you have no idea how much that meant, because you've got to remember before that, everyone was just like, oh, there's a crazy guy who runs around like pulling a car. You were the one who actually came out with the world's longest rope climb. I was like, I'll video you, mate. And I was like, thanks, Brian. And then it was after that I did the triathlon and things like that. So I can't actually remember the question you're saying, but I think it's nice just to start with.
People want to know how to do something like this, and you said, what? Just start.
Start something, and it can be so small. And another nice thing, even this, honestly, I love this story. But after the triathlon, you know, I did that, as you know, in Nevis to raise awareness for their eco projects. Wants to become the world's first carbon neutral island by 2020. So I did their triathlon carrying a tree and called it a triathlon. And that was the thing. So somebody saw that, and there was a guy out in, I think he was from New Zealand, and he ended up doing it with 100 pounds of dog food to raise money for the dog shelter back home. And I was just like, I love that. You've just taken it and just made it your own and done it. And the triathlon was already set up in his hometown, so all the health and safety was there. And he just went up to the organizer and he just said, hey, I'm going to do it, but carrying dog food. And the organizer was like, okay. And so then it didn't cost him any more than it would have done to enter a normal triathlon. And you get, I think the point, I suppose I was, you know, in a roundabout way, is you still get those moments, you know, and it doesn't need to be as grand as the Great British Swim. You can do it, you know.